Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub. As we have set the target of completing 200 book summaries in the entire year, here comes the book number 158. The name of the book that we have today is A Mind for Numbers. Let us start our journey. Let us see who is the author and what are the top 3 lessons and who is the target audience of this book. A Mind for Numbers. The target audience of this book is the 14-year student who is trying hard but still failing their algebra class, or who are failing in the mathematics and wants to improve in that. The 34-year-old parents of children who are already learning addition and subtraction in the elementary school. As a parent, you need to relearn. So anyone who is interested in improving their mathematics and science skills, for them this book will be helpful guide, A Mind for Numbers. Let us see the small synopsis. Before going small synopsis, let us see the information about the author, Barbara Oakley. Barbara Oakley is an American professor of engineering at Oakley University and McMaster University, whose online courses on learning are some of the most popular massive open online courses in the world. She is involved in multiple areas of research, ranging from STEM education to learning practices. She is like a doctorate. She is become a PhD and professor of engineering at Oakland University. So let us see, without any delay, top 3 lessons and synopsis. A Mind for Numbers will teach you how to learn with mathematics and how to learn science more efficiently and get good at them by understanding how your brain absorbs and processes information, even if these subjects don't come naturally to you. Let us see the small quotation from the author herself. If you protect your routine, eventually it will protect you. So let me repeat the statement. If you protect your routine, daily routine, eventually it will protect you. Do you like math or hate it? Many people hate mathematics. If you are like most people, you might strongly stand on the one side of the question. But what if I told you that nobody is just bad with numbers? What if anybody, including you, could learn how to good at mathematics and science? Well, I am excited to learn and let you know that you can improve your arithmetic skills no matter how terrible you think you are. I could tell you all day how your mind is not fixed and that you can improve your abilities. But that wouldn't do you any good because I love math. I am good in numbers. You need someone who used to hate this subject and failed most of her courses in it. That's where Barbara Oakley comes in with her book, A Mind for Numbers, How to Excel at Mathematics and Science, even if you flunked algebra. Oakley's story is a sort of rags to riches when it comes to math skills. She went from failing her classes to becoming an engineering professor. Means earlier she failed in her classes. After some time, she became an engineering professor. In this book, she will give you all the tools you need to improve your math and science skills just like she did. I could talk about how much I like A Mind for my numbers and this subject all the day. Not only do I love the idea that anyone can learn maths and science, but I especially enjoy figuring out how humans absorb information, how we can do it more efficiently. This is a great book no matter how much you love or you hate arithmetic. Let us see the top 3 lessons without any delay. Here are the 3 most helpful lessons I have learned about becoming good with numbers. The first step to improving your analytical abilities is to learn how to use focused thinking, diffuse thinking, and rest. First thing is to need to learn how to use focused thinking diffuse thinking, and rest. Second important lesson is learn to love and learn to focus on the process rather than always seeking an outcome when trying to master new skills. So focus always on the progress that process you made or process you have gone through, not an outcome. Taking tests are valuable learning experiences on their own. Throughout the calculator, because after this book you won't need it anymore. Let us go in and dig deeper for each and every lesson. Lesson number 1. Learn the skills of focused thinking, diffuse thinking, and rest to enhance your ability to understand complex concepts. Would you consider yourself a big picture person, or are you more detail oriented? My wife and I have this conversation all the time. Would you consider yourself a big picture person, or you are more detail oriented? She is better at seeing the forest through the trees, while I am usually too concerned about the details to notice much else. Big picture means like only main things. Detail oriented means we need to go into deeper. What we have both discovered is a lesson that is important to learning complex subjects. You need to use both big picture or focused mode and detail oriented or diffuse thinking to get good at math and science. Using your focus mode happens when we recall information that is tightly woven into our minds already. Let us take an example. If you want to multiply, you need to use and combine information you already have about numbers. In contrast, diffuse mode is better for trying to understand a new concept. You don't have anything in your brain to recall yet, so you need to see the big picture to gain new insights. All this talk of thinking might be making you tired, and that is a good thing. Sleep is the next important step after learning to practice these two ways of looking at problems. Toxins naturally build up in our brains the longer we are awake. Let me repeat the powerful statement. Toxins naturally build up in our brains the longer we are awake. Sleep clears these harmful substances out and is thus a crucial component to memory and learning. Let us move on to the lesson number 2. Outcome-based work is not as powerful as focusing on and enjoying the process of learning. A couple of years ago, I ran my first marathon. I began training for it months before race day, and it was still excruciating. Can you imagine how difficult and painful it would be if I hadn't prepared well in advance? Math and science are the same way. You can't become an expert in astrophysics in one night. It's better to think of the process like laying bricks of information. After setting the bricks, you need to take time away to let them dry. Unfortunately, many of us find it too easy to procrastinate even starting our math homework because we see it as boring and difficult. This thinking comes from the focusing on the idea that we only want to finish our work. Never think that we want only finishing the work. Enjoy the process. If we instead look at our goal as, for the next 15 minutes, I will work on this math assignment, it becomes a lot easier to just begin. When we center our mind on only the process of learning, it's easier to just go with the flow and relax. When we are having a hard time studying, I have told myself the reasons I like doing, so just for the sake of doing it. That helped me get my work done much faster and I had more fun with it too. Let us move on to the lesson number 3. Although you might hate them, tests are important learning experiences. I recently became licensed as a professional engineer. As part of the process, I had to take a brutal 8-hour 80-question exam. It was so tough that it took me for 2 tries to finally pass it. Although this test was one of the most difficult things I have ever done, it also taught me more than most things I have done. I realized after studying the second time that I felt like a professional engineer. That is something I would not have had the test not been a requirement for me to get my license. Each test you take is a valuable learning experience that enhances your abilities. In fact, I recently, in the night time of previous day, have taken the test of one solving a problem of spiral problem around spiral array problem that I have solved it. Means when you take a new test, it is a new valuable learning experience. One study on this testing effect, as it is known, gave two groups a PowerPoint presentation to watch it. Participants in one group had to answer a question about what they had seen every few slides. In the end, this group did better in an overall exam than the control group who didn't have any questions between slides. It is also important to take tests to practice dealing with anxiety. While rising cortisol levels sound like a bad thing, learning to cope with it improves our chances of success. Thinking I am excited to show how much I know, so I feel an adrenaline spike. Instead of I am scared to take this test, significantly helps you perform better. Think like this: I am excited to show how much I know, so I feel an adrenaline spike rather than thinking of I am scared to take the test. So let me repeat the 3 lessons. The first step that you need to do in learning of mathematics and science is learn the skills of focused thinking, which is nothing but big picture, and diffuse thinking, which is nothing but going into dig deeper of each and everything, and have proper rest to enhance your ability to understand complex concepts of mathematics or science. And the second lesson that we have seen is never work based on the outcome. Instead, focus or enjoy the process of learning. If you enjoy the process of learning, then there is a definitely chance of success. Initially, you might go through challenges, but eventually you will get success. Why? Because you are enjoying the process instead of enjoying the outcome. So always remember, enjoy the process of learning. And if you want to have a consistency in learning, set a goal like for the next 15 minutes, I will work on this so and so. Whatever you might have, reading book, you might have making money, you might have learning new skill, whatever the target is, just set a time limit for every day. At least 10 minutes in a day, I will work on this. At least 10 minutes of your day, I'll read a book. At least 10 minutes of your day, I will work on this particular skill. Like that, set a process-based learning rather than target-based learning. And the third lesson that we have seen here is take as many tests as you can, as many practice tests as you can, so that you will eventually achieve your target easily. And it will improve your thought patterns and it will enhance your abilities. So let me repeat the 3 statements again. Use focused thinking, diffuse thinking, and love the process of learning, and take as many tests as possible so that you will easily excel at math and science, and even in any target of your life you can achieve. Thank you so much. See you in another book summary tomorrow. Until then, stay connected, keep progressing, and share your